Fuego. Fuego is a very smart horse. Fuego can smile. Fuego can lay down. Fuego can sit. He can come when called. Fuego can stand up on a platform. And Fuego is learning to be ridden under saddle. Fuego has learned how to do many things with a human by his side, but his life has not always been this way. 2 years ago, Fuego was a wild horse, a wild Mustang never before touched by a human, and fearful and unsure of them. He came from Oklahoma, where he was born in a government holding facility like this. He was born after his mother had been rounded up from the wild, and then when he was 2 years old, he was shipped to the East Coast with 20 other horses like him to be adopted into a forever home. In this new, strange place, Fuego slowly learned that humans were not so bad, that they could bring good things, like hay and nice scratches. And as Fuego learned all this, he learned to trust, and when he did, he found a world of opportunities. Fuego's story is not the only story like this. Fuego's story is one like many other formerly wild horses and burros that have been brought into the world of humans. Unfortunately, though, there are many more captured wild horses and burros whose stories have not gone like this. This documentary is for them. Millions of years ago, the horse family, Equidae, consisting of horses, donkeys, and zebras, evolved in North America. Around 10,000 years ago, they crossed the Bering Land Bridge before dying out in North America. When exploration began, horses and donkeys, also called burros, returned to North America. Soon, enough horses and burros escaped or were released from captivity that wild herds began to form across the western United States. As a returned native species, these herds grew and grew over time, naturally filling a niche within the ecosystem. These herds grew even larger when farmers and ranchers let loose their workhorses during the Great Depression in favor of machinery. But as large as their populations got, they soon got much, much smaller. This dramatic decrease was due to the cruel harassment, capturing, and slaughtering of wild horses by people known as Mustangers. These people most often saw wild horses as competition for sheep and cattle, and would shoot at horses in the wild from an airplane or truck. This mistreatment continued until a woman named Velma Johnston stepped up and began a campaign across the nation to protect wild horses and burros from mistreatment, earning the name Wild Horse Annie. She was victorious when in 1971 the Wild Free-Roaming Horse and Burro Act was passed, giving wild horses and burros the right to remain free on designated public lands under the control of the United States Bureau of Land Management. While wild horses and burros today have protection from individuals who may wish them harm, they are still struggling for their freedom. Today, even less horses and burros remain in the wild than did in 1976. The Bureau of Land Management, the government agency that is supposed to protect wild horses and burros under law, has been rounding them up in large numbers with helicopters, which are terrifying to horses and burros in close range. Their reasoning, they say, is that the wild horses and burros are overpopulated, and they overgraze the land. This is what they say despite the fact that the majority of wild equine herd area populations are below viable population levels that the Bureau set themselves. Even still, wild horse and burro population numbers are insignificant compared to the number of private cattle and sheep that graze the same land. Wild horses and burros are given right by law to roam freely on the land designated to them. Cattle and sheep ranchers are given the privilege to graze livestock on public lands. And yet the horses and burros are the ones being taken away from their home, away from the ecosystems they co-evolved with. When the Bureau of Land Management rounds up wild horses and burros, the animals are branded and put in government holding facilities. Today, more wild horses and burros exist in these holding facilities than do in the wild. The wild horses and burros in holding facilities live bleak lives. They are separated from their families and are organized by age and sex into flat, dirt pastures. Once in these holding facilities, really the only way out is through public adoption. And with more and more horses being rounded up and put in holding every year, more and more horses are needing adoption to live a better life in captivity. When adopted, wild horses and burros can find themselves in a new kind of family, this time including a human. If the time, patience, and empathy is taken to gain a wild horse or burro's trust, and to train and adjust them to their new way of life, the results achieved are heartwarming. But adopting a wild horse or burro does not just benefit the animal. Any person lucky enough to connect and interact with an adopted wild horse or burro will find themselves on a journey of learning and growth unlike any other. Such has been the experience of those who visit Ever After Mustang Rescue in Biddeford, Maine. Ever After Mustang Rescue is a horse rescue that takes in previously adopted wild horses and burros who can no longer be taken care of in their adopted home and gives them a place to land. They rehabilitate and retrain them before adopting them out to new homes, if possible. If they cannot be adopted out, then at the rescue they will stay, to be loved by everyone who goes there. Such as the women who participate once a week in Ever After's Women and Horses program, a class designed to connect women with horses who will teach them about themselves.
I'm Wendy. I've been coming to class here and volunteering for about 3 years now, and I've always loved horses, never had a chance to be around them. And something about these horses being that they were at one point wild, I feel it's such a gift for them to actually accept us and allow us. I mean, for this girl to allow me to do this, it's fabulous. And it's so calming, after a hard day at work or something. Come here and and all you do is think about moving your horse, working with it, building that bond of trust. These are big animals. And for them to trust us and look to us to be their leader, it's kind of daunting, but it's an honor, really, to do that. And I enjoy every minute that I'm here.
Okay, my name is Cheryl, and this is Destiny. I come here and you sort of just relax when you groom the horse, and it's very therapeutic for both the horse and for the people that are involved.
My name is Doreen Kerstad. I just think they're wonderful. It's like being connected with God, really, for me anyway. That's what it's like, because I just feel like they know so much history, and they just the fact that they will befriend us makes me feel wonderful. And just working with them, it just feels really nice to make them feel good and comfortable, and I just love learning more and more about them.
My name is Sherry Grandonico, and I have found that working with horses, especially horses that have been mistreated, is a way for me to give back some of my humanity to them, and it also benefits me in just the exchange of mutual respect and trust that I can develop with the horse. And I can come down here like just having had a frazzled day, and just an hour taking care of the horse, I am so much calmer. It's almost like yoga or something. So I've been doing it for almost 3 years, and I really, really feel that it is a closeness with the horses and with myself, and it's a benefit to both of us.
Every wild horse and burro in holding facilities today deserves a story like Fuego's, a chance to live a happy life with humans. And every wild horse and burro roaming in the wild today deserves to have the freedom guaranteed to them by law by living out a balanced life on the public lands designated to them. It is up to us to make a change now to secure wild horses and burros a better future.